Our country's on a very bad course, and the question is, what are we going to do about it? The question for me is, what am I going to do about it? And I've decided I'm a candidate for President of the United States of America.
Jeb Bush finally making it official. He is all in for the presidential race that he calls wide open. He's got plenty of competition, too, including from a fellow Florida Republican, Senator Marco Rubio. Good evening. I'm Amy Wegman.
I'm Patrick Nolan. Bush hoping today's big announcement will give him a leg up on Rubio and the other Republicans who are gearing up for a fight with the Democratic frontrunner Hillary Clinton.
Katie Jones on the campus of Miami-Dade College, where Bush claimed that his old gig as Florida governor makes him the man for the job.
Patrick and Amy, experience is what Jeb Bush stressed most during his presidential campaign announcement here at Miami-Dade College. But is that enough to put him ahead of the nearly dozen other fellow Republicans who've also entered the race? Pouring in by the thousands, supporters joining together to welcome former Florida Governor Jeb Bush into the presidential race.
We really need a candidate who's willing to think outside the box and outside what the federal government is currently doing, and I think that Jeb is that candidate.
It's been a speculation for several months now, but Jeb's finally making it official. He wants in the White House. During the big announcement, Jeb stressed his years of political experience.
We made Florida #1 in job creation and #1 in small business creation. 1.3 million new jobs, 4.4% growth. Higher family income, 8 balanced budgets, and tax cuts 8 years in a row that saved our people and businesses $19 billion.
As president, Bush says he would cut senseless spending in Washington, create jobs, and improve education. But he's got some stiff competition. Bush is now one of 11 Republicans in the race, including fellow Floridian Senator Marco Rubio. We asked supporters how they think that will affect the Florida vote.
I think what it shows is we have some strength out there, and I think that's real important right now. And yes, you know, we'll be going on for a year and a half, and there'll be people that'll hit the top and down, but, you know, we're just very lucky to have some good, strong people running.
Those we talked to believe no matter who comes out on top, Jeb Bush and Marco Rubio will stand together to support the Republican Party.
In politics, people throw the word friend around a bit too much, but he is proud to call Jeb his friend and that he has a lot of respect for what he does. So I think that through a primary process, you make sure you get the best candidate, and with competition comes assurance that you have the best person for the job.
Senator Marco Rubio did take to Twitter today saying his friend Jeb Bush is a passionate advocate for what he believes and he welcomes him to the race. Reporting in Miami tonight, Katie Jones, Fox 4 in your corner.
The primary season kicking off on February 1st with the Democratic Iowa caucus, and then it's the Republicans' turn in Iowa the next day. Then a few more primaries in other states, a ton more on Super Tuesday on March 1st, and you get your say in Florida's primary on March 15th. And by then, we should have an idea of which top Democrat and Republican has the clear momentum to get those nominations.
Dogs in distress. This one's sure to tug on your heartstrings. About 60 puppies are now being treated at the Gulf Coast and Calusa Humane Societies after being rescued from a puppy mill in Hendry County this morning. All of the animals living in inhumane conditions. For In Your Corner's Katie Jones finding out about this shocking situation and how you can help give them a loving home.
It is absolutely heartbreaking to think about, but these adorable little puppies that barely fit in the palm of my hand were just surrendered from a puppy mill. They were living in inhumane conditions, but luckily they will soon be given a second chance. These kissable, lovable, amazing little animals just found a safe haven after spending their entire lives cramped, caged, and in filth.
Extreme heat conditions, boxed on top of each other so the urine and feces will flow down, nails not trimmed, hair not groomed.
60 pups of all different breeds, Shih Tzu, Maltipoo, Yorkies, and Chihuahuas, surrendered to Clewiston Animal Control by owners of a puppy mill in rural Hendry County. The Gulf Coast Humane Society in Fort Myers took in many of them. Executive Director Jennifer Galloway says even though it appears the dogs were neglected, the owners won't be charged since they agreed to give them up. She says this scenario shines a scary light on a serious problem.
The inhumane conditions, the overbreeding of the females, the fact that they're not vaccinated, they're not taken care of, there's inbreeding.
Luckily, most of the pups are in pretty good physical shape, but are visibly shaken up.
We've got some that have literally circled all day long, the pacing back and forth. That tells us that pet is in extreme mental distress.
Distress that can hopefully be dissolved with a little TLC. Galloway says it's important to not dwell on the dog's dark past, but to focus on their future.
That's gratifying to us, and then knowing that over the next several weeks, we're going to see these guys get adopted into great homes, loving homes.
If you want to take one of these little guys home, they all will soon be up for adoption. For more information, just head to our website, fox4now.com, and then click on this story. Reporting in Fort Myers, Katie Jones, Fox 4 in your corner.
Keeping you safe locally and showing you what it takes to get to you when you really need help on the water. We're focusing on the area between Fort Myers and Marco Island, which is always bustling with boaters. Tonight, 4 in your corner's Adam Pinsker showing you how rescuers train to help you when you need it most.
Well, I'm about 40 minutes off the coast of Naples, where a big training session with several agencies has just wrapped up. The scenario is a boat colliding with another vessel, a couple people going overboard, and they had to be rescued out of the water. Crews had to battle the currents and, of course, time. We'll tell you how it went down.
Possibly 4 to 5 people that were on that boat, and they are all in the water drifting north.
Cruising at a fast clip, members of the North Collier Fire Department head to the scene of a marine accident 11 miles off Gordon's Pass.
A 65-foot yacht cruising by unintentionally ran them over.
It's only a drill, with these buckets representing 2 of the 5 people thrown overboard. North Collier, the Coast Guard, FWC, and 3 other agencies teamed up on this rescue, which is as close to the real thing as you can get.
You don't just get in a boat and run around out there and go searching. You know, there's patterns, there's things to learn, electronics, land geographical areas that they need to learn.
And that includes navigating and plotting a course to the crash site.
That purple line is our track.
Keeping in mind the scene may have drifted from its original location.
Scenarios real similar to this have happened in the past. We've had boats, 13-mile accident that occurred with one of the boats out of Fort Myers, 13 miles offshore in a fog. And we had multiple agencies run into it. So this drill like this brings back memories.
Communication is key. Various agencies are on different radio frequencies, but there is a command post back on land helping orchestrate the rescue, which is exactly how it would go down in real life.
And the North Collier Fire Department will be back out here next week to do some exploration of the new reefs under the water out here in the Gulf. Those reefs are artificial reefs put in by the county last year, and the reason for that is because they expect more boat traffic to be here as more divers explore the marine life down there. Reporting from Naples tonight, Adam Pinsker, Fox 4 in your corner.
Tonight, a community in crisis.
Lady, blood all over her, she was screaming.
Shooting.
Something got changed.
After shooting.
It's getting out of control.
After shooting.
A blatant disrespect for the law.
After shooting.
We need to do something about the guns.
All in the same night. A 5-year-old among the victims.
This kid's getting caught in the crossfire.
Police making arrests. But is it enough to calm parents fearing for their children's lives?
And when stuff like this happens and you've got a little one, I mean, how does that make you feel?
That's all I got.
We got this! I have faith in these girls! We got this!
Oh, they got this all right. On this last day of March Madness, the Florida Gulf Coast women's basketball team winning big in the Final Four of the NIT.
Yeah, and it looks like they'll be hitting the road to the championship game. A big win for the Florida Gulf Coast Lady Eagles. They are still playing postseason basketball as the calendar flips to April. Hard to believe. 4 in your corner's Adam Pinsker is at Dunk City with more.
Patrick, Amy, a big night here at Alico Arena where the Florida Gulf Coast women's basketball team defeats the Michigan Wolverines 71-62 in the semifinal game of the NIT tournament. Now, this by no means was a gimme. This was a very hard-fought win for Florida Gulf Coast.
Yeah, I mean, we knew when we had a lead, we knew they weren't going to go away. We had to continue to play defense, and they were continuing to score and play. So we just had to dig down deep and play as hard as we can for the entire game.
Our teams played really great games against teams on the road before, and they'll go up there and give it their best shot.
And Florida Gulf Coast Athletic Director tells me that because the stadium in South Dakota seats more fans than Alico Arena, that the team will travel to play in the championship game. It's going to be in Vermillion, South Dakota this Saturday at 3 o'clock against the University of South Dakota. And if you're going to go, you better bring your jacket, because I checked weather tonight there, and it's actually 33 degrees. But, hey, they don't care. They're happy to be in the championship game. Reporting from Alico Arena, Adam Pinsker, Fox 4 in your corner.